Mr. Chairman, whenever you wish to start, once Michael attends, we are recording and we're live on YouTube.
Okay. It's not quite the top of the hour.
No.
What happened?
Well, is there any reason to think that Michael might not make it?
No, I'm emailing him right now.
Okay. Wait another minute. If not, we can at least start with the preliminaries. So.
Michael Policastro.
Yes, ma'am.
We're getting a lot of feedback from your background. Thank you. Here we go. Here's Michael.
Okay, great. Okay, looks like everyone's here. Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the June 24th meeting of the Danbury Zoning Board of Appeals. Applications to be heard by the Zoning Board of Appeals. I'll read this from the legal notice and also mention again that pursuant to order number 71, section 19C, notice is hereby given that items number 20-21, 20-20, 20-21, 20-22, 20-23, 20-24, and 20-25, a total of 6 applications. My name is Rod Moore, acting chairman, and I just want to run down the roll call for everyone else and just acknowledge your presence. Mr. Hanna?
Here.
Mr. Rivas?
Present.
Mr. DeLucia?
Present.
And Mr. Sibbett?
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there a motion to hear application 21-20, Memendov 1 Dennis Gate, 21-21, Rodriguez, Maria and Carlos, 21-22, Sundstrom, Catherine, 21-23, JP McGuire Associates, Inc., John L. Bertanza, agent for Rivelo Juan Carlos, 20-24, Magner James for Lake Road, and 21-25, Mascara Lenore, 33 Robin Hood Road. Is there a motion to hear those 6 applications?
I make a motion to hear 21-20, 21-21, 21-22, 21-23, 21-24, 21-25.
Motion made by Mr. Hannah, second by Mr. DeLucia. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. First couple orders of business, acceptance of minutes of May 13th, 2021. I think there are at least 3 here who were at that meeting. Is there a motion to accept those minutes of May 13th?
I make a motion to accept the minutes of May 13th, 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Second. Is there a second? Peter DeLucia seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes of May 27th. Let's see, Hannah, Rivas, DeLucia. There's 4 of us here, so we can do that one. Motion to accept the minutes of May 27th.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of May 27th, 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Second by Peter DeLucia. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion minutes are accepted. All right, public hearings. Let me just go down the way this works. Each applicant comes up and presents the case and the need and the hardship and so forth. If there's anyone else who also wishes to speak in favor of that application, they'll have a chance. If there's anyone who wants to speak as in opposition to that application, they will have a chance. If there is anyone who speaks in opposition, then the applicant will have a chance to address any of the concerns that may have been raised by the opposition. So with that, I would like to, and one other thing is, as far as the voting goes, it takes 4 out of 5 to pass the motion, whether it be to approve the application or deny it. Either way, it takes 4 votes. So that's what will happen. Not a simple majority. We're a super majority here. So that's how it works. Okay, application number 21-20, Mr. Mendoza. I hope I'm close to the right pronunciation there.
Yes,
1
sir.
Dennis Gate Road. Okay, 1 Dennis Gate Road. The application is to allow a pool in the front yard. And if you want to step forward, before you begin though, I would like to clear up some information that I gave you when I spoke with you on Monday. The side yard setback for accessory use, a pool, for example, in your zone, RA40 zone, is 15 feet. On your plot plan, you're 18 feet. So that's not an issue. What obviously you do need to be here for, as your application states, is the permission to put a swimming pool in a front yard. All right. So I just want to clear that up. I wasn't totally read in on this when I was there with you. Thank you. I apologize for any confusion. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, thank you. Yes, state your case. Okay.
I mean, actually, I want to ask you if the pool is gonna stay there. I like to stay there is much better.
Yes.
Because
Yes, where you have proposed on your plan. In fact, you know what? Let me just bring it up so we can kind of look at it. If I can do this without too much hassle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
May I say something, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I visited the property today, and
Mhm.
it's very unique. He has 3 front yards.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
imagine a peninsula, and
Right.
the backyard is just
Yeah.
north of the front.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I asked him, I said, "Why not leave the pool where it is in the backyard? I mean, I don't. Why do you want to move it over there where the contours on the other front yard that faces Dennis Gate Road?" It slopes down. He says, I want to leave the pool there. So I'm not sure what's going on here. But why can't he just leave the pool in the backyard?
I think.
As long as it's proper
Yeah.
fencing and all safety issues have been addressed.
Mary, can you allow me to share my screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
They I'm gonna put faint
Fence.
fence everywhere.
Okay, here we are.
Yes,
Okay, you
sir.
can see the location of the present location and the proposed location. To
Correct.
answer your first question, Mr. Medillo, I'll get it, is
Don't
where you have placed it on this map here is perfectly fine. Okay, as far as the location, the thing that's the problem is this is in a front yard. The 18 feet here is more than enough. It can be set right there if you're granted the variance to put this in the front yard. Now, to Mr. DeLucia's question, we go up here to this. I'm not 100% conversant with the conversations that took place in City Hall. But this is, yes, you got a side yard and a front yard for this one. And it's also very close to the deck. And I don't know how the conversation went, but there would be a much more extreme variance. And we need to get this variance here approved in order to do that. And I think that's why he was willing to consider moving it down here where it's much more in adherence with the zoning regulations. I don't know, Sean, if you have any comment on the history of this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, it was Tim Rosati was dealing with this mostly, but basically, I mean, I think our applicant jumped the gun a little bit, and I believe that, you know, it was placed here. He didn't realize he needed the permits for it. Then it was discovered proximity of the septic tank and also the variance that would be required for side yard.
Mm-hmm.
And upon review of this, our applicant decided to relocate it out here. And that's basically me bringing everybody up to speed, the history so far. That maybe the applicant can share why he's pushing this other location.
Okay. I mean, you do have, I mean, you're kind of starting from scratch. Let me just put it this way, where you're proposing on this to relocate this, it needs just one variance, which is to put it in a front yard. And that the fact that you have 3 front yards raises, it's a very unique property, and that does create a bit of a hardship with 3 front yards.
Yes, sir.
Asking for variances to keep it where it is.
Much better. I mean, if it can be there, I appreciate it. It's much better.
Well,
I don't have to replace nothing. Just
yeah.
Well, I think being so close to the septic tank, that's a big issue over there. Must be at least 25 feet away from any septic tank.
I mean, actually, this is above ground pool. It's no in-ground pool. I mean, anytime if I want to just remove it, there's gonna be no problem. It's above ground pool. It's an in-ground pool. I get it. I mean, again, you guys, if you say yes, yes. If you say no, I appreciate again. I apologize again. I don't know that because I need the permit because it's above ground pool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry again. I apologize. You guys say yes, yes. If you guys say no, again, I appreciate it. God bless.
Can you move where the pool is? Can you move it forward to the front more? You away from the septic tank?
No, because
No?
yes, sir. I don't have a space. If I have the space, I don't have a problem. Just I'm tight right here. And in my backyard, I'm so tight. If you come to see it, you're gonna say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Sean, for you."
I have a tree in between.
And I have a tree between, like, I mean,
Mr. Chairman, is there a map of the septic system?
Well, it shows this approximate location right there. You can see that where the tank is. I
Okay.
don't know. There's none in the application as far as the
So the
septic.
tank, the tank
leach
would be
fields.
under the deck. From
The-
what I'm seeing.
it's like I'm sorry, like 6 feet and a half. I have to be 10 feet. I have a 6 and a half, like 3 feet. and a half or 4 feet and a half is just 6 feet and a half. The pool is out. The guy told me, "Shouldn't you have to be minimum 10 feet?" I said, "I have it just 6 feet and a half." Like I say again, I don't know that. If I know that, I'm not doing. I don't want to just burn the money.
So you say you're 6.5 feet from the leaching fields or from the tank here itself?
The tank.
Tank.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, the fields must be down here because that's the way the land flows
The
down
field
this way. So,
is all the way. Is
That's
all
where the new pool would go. That's why it wouldn't make sense to put it there. If that's where the fields are.
yeah, I have no idea.
I think any structure have to be at least 25 feet away from any septic tank. Is that correct, Sean?
I stay in my wheelhouse. That depends on, you're talking about a house with footing drains. I think the applicant just said he needed to be 10 feet. He's only 6.5.
Thank
He's
you so
also-
much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
right.
it.
So,
God bless.
so I think what's in front of the board right now, to save the confusion, he's applying for a variance for locating a pool in the front yard. He didn't come in for a side yard setback variance.
Right.
So
Thank you.
I think the board now is going to be contained with looking at the proposed location of the above ground pool. I think I'm right there. Am I on the right track?
Yeah. Well, yes. And let me just explain that the zoning board of appeal is charged with trying to keep the minimum variance required anytime there's a variance. If it could be, for example, if this pool was actually 14 feet, that would not be in compliance. But we would prefer give a variance for 14 feet from the side yard than for 12 or whatever. I'm just saying we're here to grant relief to property owners for full use of their property. However, we're also here to maintain the minimum amount of variances, whatever type they may be. So with that said, you've stated you'd prefer to leave it here. We would have to regroup. In fact, on here, it doesn't even show the distance from the side yard. And that would be the variance that you would be asking for. So
It's a 4 feet, sir. 4 feet and couple inches.
okay, we need to show it on the plan so we know exactly what we're talking, whatever, that's probably the closest spot.
I think it's they say 3 feet and 4 inches, and another side 3 feet and 9 inches.
Okay, so that is pointing to, okay.
Right.
I got you. Yep, all right, yeah. I was looking for, but there's no, okay, I got it. All right. So your choice is this. I mean, you're here tonight for one thing and one thing only, and that's to put it here. If you change your mind and want to revise this, how do we do this, Sean, without going through a whole new process? And if you're going to revise this and to ask for a variance for here.
Yeah, I think so, Mr. Chairman. And I think he's also going to get in a bind with health department. I mean, they're pretty unforgiving with tank locations, like Member Hanner mentioned. I think we should maybe, and like I said, we'd have to go in for a new thing. I think Mary will agree with that. We'll have to come in for a brand new application just because it's in the tall grass now.
Yeah. And we're not sure about leach fields down here because I would think the health department would have some concerns unless they're down below this or over in this area somewhere.
All the way.
Oh yeah, it does have proximate location right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are, well, there is some space there. You know, it's your decision whether you want to come back with a whole new application or go ahead with it for here. We can't do anything tonight about this because it would have to be advertised. This is what the new request for variance is. The only thing we can deal with is this, or continue it, or start from scratch. I mean, so and again, I can't suggest at this point how the entire board would react to a variance of 3.4 feet here, or if there's going to be people in opposition, the next door neighbor, who knows? And again, to Sean's point, you may have to move it anyway. I mean, it's kind of, there's some unknowns here, and there's a bit of challenge whichever way you decide.
Just I want to ask one question, and that's it.
Okay.
Why I have to remove from there? Just I'm sorry. I mean, just I want to ask. Is nobody like my neighbor is very good. The kids coming here, play with my kids.
Mhm.
Everything is good. I don't have an like. Just I mean, nobody complain. Just I'm gonna put nice fan. I want to make it nice.
Mhm.
I don't want.
Well, there's two reasons why it can't stay there without a variance and without health department approval. One reason is you put this up without it getting a variance first. So if you want to go that route, you need to come back and ask for a variance for this 3.4 feet. At which point you'd clear any zoning issues, but you still have the distance here to the septic tank, and we suspect that the health department may still require you to move it regardless. That's an unknown. I can't say for sure. Sean can't say for sure. The only way to get more information is to have them give you a definitive answer about this. I would suggest that. If they say they're okay with this, I would say just come back for a variance here, and you won't have to get the variance for the front yard.
Mr. Chairman, he's going to need both, because if you see the top of the existing pool projects past the building line, and that's a front yard as well. So he will need a front yard as
That's
well
true.
as the side yard.
Yeah, front yard for, what is front yard for? Let's see.
It wouldn't matter. If it breaks the line of the building, that's considered the front yard. Now,
Yeah.
you guys got to throw out the thinking of front yard setbacks. Setbacks have nothing to do with it. The code says you can't put any sort of a detached accessory except for a garage in the front
Sure.
yard.
You
So
got another front yard, exactly.
it
Yeah,
can't break
you're
the
right.
building line, right?
You're right. So staying here would require 2 zoning variances plus approval from the health department. If you stay where you are. If you want to stay and want to go through the process of trying to stay where you are, you need a variance here. And Sean is absolutely right. This is another front yard. You need a variance for that. I
Okay,
would
sir.
s-
No,
yeah.
I'm sorry. If no, just I'm gonna remove the pool where I ride it. I'm gonna remove it from there. Just if you guys give me a proof, I'm gonna
Okay.
start move it. And just I want to fix my backyard because my backyards look like I don't know how I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I mean, I'm actually just if you guys give me proof, I very appreciate guys. God bless him. Just I want to finish my backyard because I have a lot of stress, like pressure. Forget about it.
Mhm.
I very
All right.
appreciate.
If you want
If you
to,
give me a proof, I want to just go pay for the permit, or I don't know what I'm gonna do, and just start everything and
okay.
start the scratch to the ceiling.
Okay. So what you're saying is to proceed with what's on the table here tonight, which is a variance to put this pool in a front yard.
Correct.
And you got 3 of them. And as you've shown here, there's no problem. You only need 15 feet from this sideline and you've got 18. So you're good there.
Okay.
That's the only thing you need.
You-
Correct? All right.
I
So
very-
anything else, I mean, to stay on your behalf? I mean, the hardship you stated here, which is very clear, 3 front yards. And it's very inadequate space between the dwelling and to accommodate the swimming pool. With all that said, I don't think I have any further questions. Anybody else have any questions about this application and this location as shown on the screen here?
The only question is that I would have is that the applicant is aware that if he is now leaving this for the proposed location, that if we get approved tonight, it's not for the backyard, but for the proposed location that it's at now. I think there's some misunderstanding of.
Yes, sir. Right. You're 100% right. I want to. I mean, I don't want it just now. I can't do nothing. I want to remove the pool. Just
Okay.
go in the front yard. Correct. I don't know how you say
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's the problem. It's a front yard.
Because
That's why you
now-
need the variance. Yep.
Do again paper. Go again back.
Go through this procedure.
Go again to
all
this
over
pressure.
again.
Forget it. Just
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
finish. If you
All right.
can get today
Okay.
and
Okay,
just start
All
to
right.
finish.
Yeah, but,
Okay,
but there is a question about the pool in the front yard. You have over there, say, approximate location of septic trench to be verified in field prior to construction. So what if that thing is not, it's saying approximate, it turned to be closer to the pool than what is shown on the plan. So what's the issue then? What are you gonna do then? Because the health department have their own regulation for this.
I'm there. Everything is good. That's why everything is in the map. Everything is good there.
But it say approximate, need to be verified in field prior to construction. Means you're gonna locate that before you start construction. Because you cannot put the pool and then they force you to remove it. And we don't want you to lose all that work and time and every aggravation. So you gotta, for your own benefit, locate where is the septic trench, and then locate your pool, say 4 feet, 3 feet, 1 feet, whatever, and discuss it with the septic, with the health department, and if they approve it, we don't have issue to approve for you.
well,
We don't want to approve something for you, and then you're gonna have a problem when you start construction. You understand?
I mean, actually, I'm sorry. Actually, this is no construction. It's a pool. I'm not building like something. Is a pool. Like, I mean, I'm sorry for the question.
Yeah, what type of construction are we doing?
I'm
in our
sorry.
backyard?
yeah, I think the whoever drew the plot plan took that construction in the broadest sense of the word. You're reconstructing it in that
Oh,
location.
got-
That's what it's saying.
Sorry.
And I think the straightest line, simplest way to do this is to let us go ahead and see if we approve this variance for the front yard. And as it says right there on your map, don't do anything until you've had verified the fields.
Right,
And there's two options. You've got 3 feet, you can move to the right,
yeah,
18 feet down to 15 without having to go for a variance.
Oh, much better.
Yes,
Much-
and if you have to go for a side yard variance at that point, then you'll have to do it. But you got a little bit of wiggle room, 3 feet from where you are right now, down to 15 feet. That would be
Actually-
my suggestion.
yeah.
And just,
Actually,
yeah.
everything like is in the map. 18 feet. Everything I'm gonna leave like is there because the guy who can't measure everything is saying the pool it can be here is no problem. From everything part, like for the septic tank, the field, the well, from everything apart. He said the pool for here is gonna be no problem. Just you have to go with zoning and have you proof, you're good to go.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, if it would be helpful, if you guys choose to approve this, and this is just a front yard variance, there's no set distances, you're giving a permission per plan submitted. Any major changes I will bring back in front of the board
Okay.
as a pre-meeting for motion for your information for you guys. So I know you're
Great.
approving this and you're saying, it may need to be adjusted, and it is a front yard variance, but we are gonna be approving it per plan submitted. And you've done that before. You've given me the leeway to say, okay, and I will definitely bring you up to speed and show you if any major changes occurred. If it's substantial enough, you guys can still put a hold on it.
That sounds like a plan. Okay. Anybody else on the board have any questions? Anybody else here to speak in favor? And by the way, when you speak, anyone who comes up to speak this evening, because we're on Zoom, please be sure to clearly identify yourself as we go along. Anybody else in favor? Anyone here opposed? Let the record show no opposition. All right. Is there a motion to close this hearing?
Make a motion to close application 2120, 1 Dennis Gate, RA 40 zone.
All right, a motion by Mr. DeLucia, a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, hearing is closed. Is there a motion to go in the voting session on this application?
Make a motion to go on a voting session for the 21-20.
All right, there's a motion made by Mr. Hannah, a second by Mr. Sibbett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any other comments from the board or questions of technical issues? Anyone want to make a motion? Or have any comments?
I'll make a motion, but, so Sean, before I make the motion, if you have to move to the side yard, little more like a 3 feet, that okay?
If you're letting me know that's okay, that would be fine.
Because if I say it in the motion, that means you don't have to come back.
Yeah. Well, 15 feet is
Yeah.
the regulation for accessory use. So, yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to approve 21-20 Mamidov, Chenal, Dennis Gate,
Thank you so much, sir.
RA 40 zone to allow pool in the front yard. The pool, the hardship is the lot have a 3 front yard, and they start the pool on the side, which is very close to the septic, so the location in the front is more acceptable. And once you locate the septic line, then he can move it to the side. He probably don't need any approval. He have a lot of room, as per plan submitted.
All right. Is there a
Second.
second? Second from Mr. Sibbett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Record show that was unanimous. The motion is approved. You'll hear from the office regarding what the next steps are. All right. Okay, on to the next one. This would be 20-21. Carlos and Maria Rodriguez, 9 Moody Drive, Danbury. And that is to, let's see, this was changed, reduce the front yard setback from 30 to 17 feet, 17.1 feet. Looks like Rodriguez's are here, so come up and state your name and state your case.
Hello. My name is Maria Rodriguez. My husband and I own the property on 9 Moody Drive. The house, of course, is pre-existing, non-conforming, built in 1961. The setback right now is 23.5. We're in the process of renovating it. We want to make it an aging in place home for us to retire in. We're both in our 60s. So we're planning ahead a little. We want to put the ramp in the front with the covered porch for when we need it. We actually are going to need it sooner than we thought because my husband's going to have double knee surgery. The garage is very small, so you can't get a person out of the car with a walker or wheelchair or anything because it's just too narrow. That's why the covered porch ramp would really be important and necessary for us to have. Right now, there is a walkway there, a brick walkway and a stoop, which actually comes out farther than the 6 feet that we want to put the ramp and the porch. And that's about all I have to say.
Okay.
Thank you for your time and consideration.
All right. Thank you. I have one question. This is entirely, what you're doing there is entirely on the existing footprint. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
nothing has, yeah, that's the existing footprint, but not the
Okay.
porch in the front. There was
Right.
just a brick, like patio walkway and the steps going up to the house, which was a stone stoop.
Okay.
But there's no actual porch there or the ramp. But it's a ranch, so it's one step up.
Right.
So it's not
Okay.
like it's a tall,
All right.
but it's 6 feet out.
Okay.
I saw the property. It makes sense. I also noticed there's a few houses in the neighborhood, including the one next door to you on 11 Moody Drive that has same situation with the porch.
Yeah, they have a porch and the ones after them have a porch too on the same
Yeah.
side.
So it doesn't, I don't feel it adds, takes away from the character of the neighborhood. And I saw the work the guys were doing, and they get ready to do the ramps, and it doesn't appear that any existing space has been added. You
One
guys,
thing
you guys don't sound old, but it's always good to plan ahead, I guess,
Well, we're in our mid-60s, so, and genetics plays a huge part, My
One-
mom was in a wheelchair in her early 70s from very bad arthritis, and that's where I'm headed because I have it too. So try to plan ahead, you know?
Yeah.
One question I have, on the survey, the latest survey, you'll see a line here that says 16.9 feet from the roof overhang.
Yeah,
On your application, it says 17.1. Minor,
I'm not understanding why that's different because
yeah,
it was always 17.1. And if you
Yeah.
read down below where it says what the setback is
Mhm.
already and where it's going, it's 17.1.
1.
So I'm not understanding why they did that
Yeah.
either. I just noticed that tonight when I looked at it. I was like, okay, he says one thing down below and something different up above. I don't know. I can't answer that.
I would
But I know
suggest
it's
this, let's
17.1.
give the weight to the 16.9. And I don't know, can we amend this to a 16.9, even though it was 17.1, Sean? I don't know if we can or not.
I think you can, Mr. Chairman. I think you can amend that. It's, like I said, it's also the surveyor called it out in the map that was submitted. So I
Yeah.
think you're fine.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, okay, let's proceed on thinking 16.9 rather than 17.1. All right. Anyone else here to speak in favor of this application? Anyone here in opposition? None of the above. Any further questions from the board?
I just want to comment. I was at the property as well, and like Mr. DeLucia said, I don't think it's a great change to the characteristic of the building or the neighborhood.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a minor. The house is already non-conforming because it's set to the front of the property. So I think that this is fine with me.
Okay. Anyone else with the comments? If not, I'll look for a motion to close public hearing on 21-21.
Make a motion to close 21-21.
Is there a second?
I second it.
I think, I guess Peter was second. Mary, I don't know.
Thank you.
You know, these guys got their holsters greased tonight. They're the two Marines are going at it. What can I tell you? All right. Motion made and second to close the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? Unanimous? All right. Motion to go in voting session on this application.
I make a motion to go into voting session for application 21-21
All right.
RA
motion-
zone 20 for section 4A.3, reduce front yard setback from 30 to possibly amended to 16.9.
All right. All right. Second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, as Juan already started with comments and so forth, as we go into this voting session, is there any other comments? Yes, I would have to agree that certainly this minor change ultimately is well within the character of the neighborhood. It will fit in nicely. It's a fairly minor change ultimately, but so if anyone wants to make a motion, go for it.
I make a motion that we approve application 21-21, 9 Moody Drive, RA 20 zone, reduce front yard setback from 30 to amend it to 16.9 feet as planned permitted. All right, yes, we're submitted.
Okay.
Second.
Second by
Pete.
Thank you, Peter.
Peter. Second by Peter. All in favor?
Please.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Aye. Okay. The motion to approve is passed unanimously. And again, you will get some paperwork from the zoning office in the time frame that has to be set to send it to you. And I'll take care of that. All right. Moving right along.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. 21-22. Catherine Sundstrom, 114 40 Acre Mountain Road. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of 114 40 Acre Mountain Road?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Okay. Put the glasses on. All right, thank you.
I think I'm unmuted. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are now. Yes,
Okay.
you are now. All right, so you're looking to for a
I'm looking to basically expand the bedroom to square off the house.
bear with me 1 second. Papers are flying everywhere. There we are.
No?
Yeah, the application is to reduce another front yard setback from 30 feet to 17.1 feet. So yes, go ahead and continue. I know you have updated your hardship to make it more clear what the hardship is. And so just go ahead and proceed with whatever you have to say in favor of this.
Right now, the bedroom is very small. It's like 8 by 10 feet.
Mhm.
And so the idea is to make it a larger bedroom because when my sister comes to visit, it's hard to put a hospital bed in. So and at this point, as they said to say, because this is not my area of expertise, the pre-existing location of the house is already in the setback and the addition just squares off the existing structure.
Right.
So there's really no further projection of the setback and it fits in with the characteristics of the neighborhood.
Mm.
Oh, kitty back.
Sounds like you got some good coaching.
I did. I think it was you and me.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to say about this?
I don't know if there's anything to be said. I mean, I think as I said, it would just make more sense. My sister is waiting to hear from this because it was hard to get the hospital bed in when she came to visit last time.
Okay.
I have to rent a hospital bed when she comes.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board? Any other
Yeah,
questions?
Certainly makes sense, and squaring off the house like that, and it almost appears like you might not even need a variance for that. My question is though, what provisions are you taking for handicap ramps and what have you? Because I noticed a little bit of a slope, and have you talked to anybody about any kind of design for that?
Well, at this point, she still uses a walker. So I haven't thought to do that because if I park in the side, in the driveway, that's the side of the property,
Yeah.
and I can bring her up in a wheelchair because there's only one step there.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so that's what I was thinking. So at this point, I'm not making any plans to put a ramp in.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else here to speak in favor of this application? Is there anybody here in opposition to speak in opposition to this? All right. With that said, is there a motion to close hearing 21-23? 21-22. Is there a motion to close?
I make a motion to close 21-22.
All right, motion by Mr. Hannah, second
Second.
by Peter DeLucia. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion to go in the voting session on 21-22.
Make a motion to go on the voting session, 21-22.
Okay, is there a
I
second?
second that motion.
All right, second by Mr. Rivas. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are talking and voting. Anybody have anything to say? We are discussing according to Robert's rules and then voting. Any further discussion on this application?
I walked the property. I think it does square off the house and it puts it in line with the characteristic of the neighborhood. It's an RA 80 zone, and it's well into the front setback already, as it's 50 feet, 50 yards, I think it is, it's needed from the front setback. So I see no issue with approving this.
All right, any other comments? Would you like to make a motion, Mr. Rivas?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve 21-22. 114 40-acre Mountain Road, R80 zone. Reduce front yard setback from 50 feet to 36 feet as planned per submitted.
Second.
Second by Mr. DeLucia. All right, all in favor of approving this per plan
Aye.
submitted?
Aye.
All in
Aye.
favor? Let the record show it was unanimous. The motion is approved. The variance is approved.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, we're cruising now. Let's see what we have next. Okay, next is 21-23. JP McGuire Associates, Inc., John L. Bertanza, agent for Alvaro Juan Carlos, 48 Smoke Hill Drive. Someone here to speak on behalf tonight.
Yes, sir. Here.
All right, just state your name, please.
I'm John Vertanza. I'm
Okay.
with JP McGuire Associates.
Okay. I can bring up the map if you like, if you want to speak to that or whatever you would like to say.
Okay, so we're the contractors for the Alvaros. They have an existing non-conforming lot, and they wanted to add a two-car garage with some rear storage. We are presently working on the house. They had a fire, kind of catastrophic. They're not living in the house, and this is something they wish to do. Most of the houses in the neighborhood have two-car garages, and because they're out of the house, and now's the time if they're going to do it. That's why we're applying. They would like to add a garage with some storage in the rear.
All right. And you're looking at,
Wrong map.
yeah, you're right. That is absolutely wrong. We're looking at Smoke Hill. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, that looks more like it.
There we go.
Yes, sorry about that.
No problem.
So this is the area of the variance right down here.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, and the hardships?
Existing non-conforming lot, their wish to have a two-car garage, as most of the houses in the neighborhood have. Young family, 4 kids, definitely need some more storage. So the garage will comprise of the first 24 feet of the 30-foot addition, and the back 6 feet will have, a set of double doors on the back for toys, lawnmowers, so on.
All right. And looking at that, I took a good look at it, and nice neighborhood. I used to live there at one point down around the corner. And my question is, there's still a lot of one-car garages, and hardship needs to kind of make the case that there's something unique to this property, that it doesn't allow you as much or full access and use of this property as adjoining properties. And, I always like to kind of flesh out the hardship a little bit, because we have to have some, it's a sort of a technical term. It's not because, you need room or because the family's growing so much. And every property is unique, but, I'm looking at this, it's not unusual to see the same setup in other houses. And I know some have two-car garages as well. Just my thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm. When I was filling out the paperwork and dealing with the zoning people, because it's non-conforming, it's kind of hung over to the left-hand side. I think most of the houses in the neighborhood are in that zone. The RA 40 zone is 1 acre zone, and this particular lot's a half acre zone, actually less than that. That's I guess that's the hardship that they're proposing.
Mr. Chairman, I think I think part of the problem with this neighborhood was is originally an RA20 zone that was upzoned to an RA40.
Yeah.
Okay, at that time, he wouldn't even have needed the variance. It would have been a 15 feet, which now is 25. And my question to you, the builder or the gentleman from JP McGuire, where the garage is now, is that going to be used as living space and then the garage to the left of that, or this is all going to be a knockdown on the garage and then just rebuild from there?
Yes, sir. It's going to stay a 2-car garage. So we're going to leave the slab, basically take out the outside wall, then add 14 feet to the existing garage, marry up the 2 slabs, and put one big centered garage door, 14-foot door in the center of it.
So you're not looking to add any living space then? Or...
No, sir. It's going to
Okay.
stay the same.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board? Okay, anyone else here to speak in favor of this application? Anyone here in opposition? No opposition either. Okay, is there a motion to close hearing 21-23?
Make a motion to close application 21-23, 48 Smoke Hill Drive. Reduce easterly side yard setback from 25 feet to 18 feet.
Okay,
Second.
second by Mr. Hannah. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hearing is closed. Voting session, any further comments? Any motions?
Make a motion to go on a voting session for 21-23.
Okay,
Second.
oh, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, now we're in the voting session. Okay. Mary would have, hit me with that if you guys didn't straighten me out. So any further comments on this application? Anyone want to make a motion regarding the approval or denial of this application?
I make a motion to approve 21-23 JP McGuire Associate Incorporation, John L. Bertanza, agent for Arivelo Juan Carlos, 48 Smoke Hill Drive, RA40 zone. Reduce easterly side yard setback from 25 feet to 18 feet. And they like to have 2-car garage, and I think the hardship is they want to put the garage next to the other garage. And the city maybe, I guess they changed the zone, upgrade the zone a while ago. So as per plan submitted.
Okay.
Second.
motion Seconded by Peter again?
No,
Yes.
me.
Michael, this time.
Oh, Michael. There you are. All right. Motion made by Mr. Arribas, seconded by Mr. Sibbett. All in favor?
Aye.
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 The vote is unanimous. Motion is approved. Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen. I thank you on behalf of the homeowners.
Okay, next.
I think, Mr. Chairman, for clarification for Mary, Mr. Hannah was the one that initiated the motion to approve.
All right, stand corrected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, application 21-24. James Magner, 4 Lake Road, to reduce minimum front yard setback from 30 feet to 27.8 feet to roof overhang of proposed covered porch. Reduce minimum side yard setback from 15 feet to 8.2 to proposed porch. Reduce minimum side yard setback from 15 feet to 8.9 feet for existing balcony. Allow drainage discharge onto the road. And the 5th one is to reduce bottom edge of the excavation from minimum of 5 feet to 0 feet for proposed and existing retainer walls. Someone here to speak on behalf of Mr. Manger or Mr. Manger?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, someone is just joining the meeting now. It's
Okay.
via a telephone number, so I can't identify who it is.
Okay,
But perhaps it is Mr. Magner or a representative. I really don't know yet.
Okay.
Could
Okay.
the caller please identify themselves? Unmute and identify themselves?
That would be the number rendering in 9666.
Looks like they hung up.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we could go to the last application and see if anybody shows up. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Actually,
Do that.
hello,
Hello?
how you doing? My name's Ray Durkin. I actually hung up because I had a hard time getting on. I didn't realize I tried several ways, but that was me that just hung up the phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
I
Okay.
apologize.
that's all right.
All right. So you're here tonight to represent Mr. Manger?
No, I'm a neighbor. I'm here to
Okay. You're here to
discuss it.
discuss it. Okay.
Voice
Gotcha.
concerns.
All right. We still don't have our applicant then. So let's put that on hold and go on to the next one and see if they show up before the end of the meeting. All right.
Thank you.
So hang in there. So, okay, 21-25, Lenore Mascara, 33 Robin Hood Road. This is to reduce front yard setback from 40 feet to 33 feet for a front porch and reduce rear yard setback from 20 to 2.3 feet for roof overhang for detached garage storage, and increase building coverage from 50 to 58%. I'm not sure how those numbers work, but we'll find out. All right. Anyone here to speak on their behalf?
Yes, sir.
All right.
My name's Chris.
Okay.
So
You're Mr. Scupa?
Supai.
Supe. Ah, excuse me. Excusez-moi.
No problem.
Okay, thanks.
So,
All right.
where do you want me to start?
I'll bring up the map. I'll start with that. And then I know there was some extra photos that were brought in at one point. So let's do this. Give me a second. I'll get to the right one. There we are. Okay. I think that pretty much covers it. Okay. Go right ahead.
So for the front porch, the house is already pre-existing non-conforming. It's 38.6 feet from the city line on the road to the house. I want to reduce it to 33.4 for the front porch.
Down here. Okay.
My next door neighbor had the same thing, had to do the same thing for his front porch in his house. For the garage in the back, that's the only flat spot in my yard that I could actually put it. I don't know what else.
You've got,
You have a garage now on the house or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
You have one garage, one car garage, two,
It's two.
and then you need another garage.
Yeah, so the garage in the back it would be 2 cars plus storage.
I was there. In fact, we can bring up some photos. And you sent one. You sent several. Again, you may have heard it said earlier this evening.
Yeah.
We endeavor to grant relief, but at the same time to make it as less, at least a little less variance possible, if you will. And I'm just wondering.
Right. So the 58%, or to go from the 50 to 58. The garage this is not happening for a while. So the front porch and the addition off the back of the garage would be done. So I don't know how much that would, I think like I was allowed 944, and then with the porch and the addition off the back of the garage, it would bring the 50% of the footprint would make it like 942 or 947 or something.
I don't have a problem with the front porch. I mean, you're right, that I think will blend in with the neighborhood. But in the back there, it's not flat, but it doesn't slope that bad. My question to you is, the proposed garage, is it for a contractor type of a?
No, it's just personal stuff.
Okay, because, you know, how many other garages on top of the garages that are already on the house or in the neighborhood? That's an important thing that we. the aesthetics.
One of my neighbors up the street has a 2-car garage in his backyard at 38 Robin Hood.
Okay.
My next door neighbor, they just built a 25 by 25. It's not a garage, but it's a shed.
Okay.
How big the garage is?
The one I'm proposing
Yes.
is 36 by 32.
So 1,152 square feet.
That's a huge garage.
That's a big, that's, you know, that's.
Yeah, I'm not sure, again, where the neighbors' outbuildings, accessory buildings are. I don't know if any of them are 2.3 feet from the rear yard, or maybe even that large. I mean, every situation is unique, whether they even needed variances or not, I don't know. I kind of had the same feeling about in the back. If it were to be approved at all, I'm wondering if it could be a little further away, just bring it up a little bit. I know that it slopes down. The majority of the slope is right off the side here, and then it begins to level off. Obviously, the levelest spot is here, but the slope in here, without looking at topographic lines, is not as severe as it is up in here. Here is very understandable. So I do question, well, the size of it and the amount of square footage, and also the proximity to that rear lot line.
That looks to me like a contractor type size of a project. I mean, if it's a little mini barn or very, you know.
No, it was just, you know, I asked what's the biggest I could make, and that was, it was originally, I think, like 942 or something.
Yeah.
There's one of the photos. And again, it's a little hard from this perspective to see the topography, but up until this point, it's pretty severe, and then it kind of levels off. And in relation to that boat, would it be what, right about in here? Is
Yeah,
that?
right there.
Okay. All right.
Like it'd go from like where the boat is to, if you could, there's like a little light spot in the back.
So what's the hardship for that thing? Since you have 2-car garage, and I don't understand why you build another 2-car garage bigger than what you have garages in the house. Well, what hardship you have?
I just wanted to be able to put my stuff out of the view of the neighbors and store stuff in there.
What stuff?
My boat.
That's not a hardship. The hardship is you got too much stuff then.
I'm not sure what to say. Like I could move it forward away from the property line more. I was just trying to keep it away from the hill so it could be
I mean, I think that part's secondary. I think our concern is more the size.
Right.
Put there, you know.
It's a huge structure and too close anyway, because too many garages space for the property over there.
Okay.
You need to, you know, we don't have a problem. Have you have a shed or something small, store a gasoline tank, the lawnmower, stuff like that. But 36 by 32, that's bigger than the house.
If I made it smaller, would that?
Yeah.
I still want to be able to park.
I can't tell you how much, I don't know how much smaller you're gonna make it, but I'm sure it have to be a lot smaller for us to consider, but I don't know about the rest of the members, what they would say, you know.
Actually, making it smaller could very much make it also further away from that lot line as well.
Right. So if I made it like 28 by like 32.
Still too big.
That's still big. That's still up there.
Okay.
I'd like to go into the rest of the neighborhood and you said there's a couple there already.
Yes.
Guys,
My next door neighbor has one,
and what's the dimensions on his?
25 by 25. And then I'm not sure what the one up the street is. I think it's on 38 Robin Hood. His is, I think, close to 30 by like 25, 26, something like that.
Okay.
We are here to relieve the people from hardship, to have a fair use of their properties. Since you have 2-car garage, I don't know what the neighbors have over there. Since you have 2-car garage, and now you're coming to build a huge 2-car garage, I think it is too much. There is no hardship in a situation here. You know, I don't know what the rest of the members would feel about it, but.
Mr. Supay, what do you do for a living?
I do construction.
Okay, I noticed, I saw the truck with the brake on top and the scaffolding, whatever, you know, some
Yeah.
stuff on top. I get it, you're a hardworking guy and you're trying to, you know, keep the costs down, you know, and have your stuff so that it's not showing in the neighborhood and what have you. And hopefully there's a way you could do this, but you have to, and I'm not sure how small or how, you know, what's within the limits, but something so that it doesn't, you know, detract from the character of the neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah, I spent all my life in this neighborhood. I grew up.
I was there
5
today.
houses up.
You're right on in the heart of the cul-de-sac over there. It's a beautiful neighborhood, and I'm sure that you would want the same consideration if you're, you know, your neighbors to keep it, you know, that aesthetically pleasing as it is. And that's our concern here, not to help the working guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, we're the champion of the working guy. You know, we want people to be, you know, to be able to utilize their land and properties to, you know, to the best that they can. So that's our concern. Now, how big, we don't know. I would like to do a little more research and to see what else is in the neighborhood and what would be acceptable that would, you know, to, you know, for everybody's consideration.
Right.
What is, this one is proposed, what is the height of that going to be? Do you know?
Whatever the building statute lets me.
Okay.
I think it's like 15 feet to the center of the gable or something.
Yeah, 15 feet.
Yeah, correct.
We got kind of a straw poll here, but I would think that probably the consensus is maybe you should come back with a revised plan, scaling it back. And I think down at the planning and zoning department there, the permit department there with Mr. Sean, he can't guarantee what we're going to do on any given night, but he might give you some guidance into a range where to the best compromise possible to give you as much possible to make it palatable enough to consider approving it.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay, Sean?
That'd be fine, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I'll meet with Chris next week or the week after. Well, next week.
All right. So what we can do is
continue
this and let you work on a revised proposal. As far as the advertising, I don't have to worry about it because it would be a lesser of a variance being requested than was presently advertised. We don't have to re-advertise. Is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, how do we work out the porch? Can we approve that tonight? Or
yes, we can
then
approve the porch part of it. Yes,
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's like not happening right now. That'll be in the future. It's not like I can afford to do everything I want to do to my house, and with the price of lumber right now, I couldn't afford to build that right now.
$70 of plywood.
$85 for a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood.
Unbelievable.
Well, hopefully it will go down before if we grant the variance before that expires. It's a crazy world. And
Maybe we might help.
Yeah, right.
I would recommend, Mr. Chairman, keeping them together. Don't approve
together.
on
He's not
top
going to
yet.
do it. Yeah, no urgency. All right, simpler that way. All right. So we'll continue this, and we'll continue this to include considering the porch as well, whenever you're ready to come back, which means you don't have to do the reapplication and all that, just.
Right, so
get in the plan.
I'd like to approve the front porch just so that I can do that.
But you weren't planning on doing it any?
No,
anytime
no,
soon.
the garage I wasn't planning on doing.
Oh, the garage. Oh, the front porch you are.
The front porch I am, the garage no.
I misunderstood. We can break that out, I guess, if right, Sean, we can.
I don't know if you can.
Don't know. Okay.
Mary, what's your input on that? Do you think if it came in together, you can't approve one part and continue the other.
All right. All or nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I really don't know. This is the first time.
So then if we gotta continue it, that's fine.
Yeah, and we can get you on the agenda as soon as you've got whatever revisions you're going to make. And you see that are 2 weeks, 4 weeks,
Okay.
Soonest would be 2 weeks. So,
As soon as I can meet with Sean, then we'll go over that.
all right. So is there a motion to continue 21-25 until which time a revised plan is submitted?
Make a motion to continue 21-25.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
okay, you are continued. So that means we can come back and talk some more.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
We know.
Okay, still no applicant for 21-24, is there?
No, I
No.
have not received a phone call or any, I have not received any communication from him this week.
All right.
He was apprised of the link to the Zoom meeting via two emails to two different email addresses that I had for him.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
Okay, Mr. Durkin, appreciate your patience. Because we're not going to have this hearing tonight, we're going to have to hold whatever comments you may have and certainly invite you back for whenever they may show up. Because we can't do anything else until the applicant's here. So,
Okay.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that rounds it up. There's no new business. Well, let me check the agenda so that Mary so carefully put together. No old business, no new business, no correspondence, no other matters. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
That was Joe. He's the fastest always on that one. All right, is there a second? Okay, second by Mr. Sibbett. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned. Thanks,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good job. Thank
Stay
you, guys.
safe, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Take care.
Bye.
Good night, Mary.
Good night.